to the No Something Required podcast, a podcast where we talk about nothing. And now here is your trio of hosts with a trio of topics, starting with Romina with the good hair and the so-so Mike, Audrey, sus as hell, Ember, and of course, your dark lord of the interwebs, Roberto Blake. Welcome to No Something Required podcast, filmed in front of a live audience. Please like, subscribe, and review. Do all the things.
Are you trying to pick a fight, Roberto?
Oh, I don't start fights. I only finish them.
My so-so Mike? Excuse me?
I mean, it's already had a technical error.
Listen, this is the first technical error that I've heard of. I feel like you guys are the bringers of bad luck here.
Oh.
And as far as I'm concerned, it's working perfectly fine now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it sounds great, Romina.
Speaking of fights, first topic, creator clash. What do we think? I watched highlights. I know the rundown. I watched highlights. I watched people's coverage and responses and everything like that. There was some controversy.
Yeah.
There's only
controversy, but like, did you watch Philip DeFranco's videos where he interviewed both of them?
Yeah.
I
feel like it's people.
Good news.
I feel like people always have to find fault with everything. But I thought, it has to be said that it was a very good event. People are wanting a second one. They're wanting it to be an annual thing. I think it was this one didn't involve professional boxing or Daz sports or any of that in any way. It was just like some good, wholesome creator slobber knockers, and it was like, it was some good stuff. I think it was a dope event.
What fights did you watch the highlights for?
I watched Graham Stephan versus Michael Reeves.
That was brutal.
Yeah, AB, aka Star Killer, versus Harand, and I also obviously Dr. Mike and Ian Idubbbs Carter. So,
yeah, I was impressed by literally everyone. I think the girls' fight was awesome. I'm so happy that they really went for it.
The highlights I did see of that, I'm not familiar with those creators, but the highlights I did see of that were like, oh wow, they were like really going for it. This was like, it was intense. That was some is it weird to say that I appreciated the level of brutality?
Yeah. No, because literally.
No, I'm asking, is it weird for me to say?
I think it's good. I do too. Yeah. I was kind of worried because literally, if it wasn't as brutal than the guys, then what all the comments were going to be. So I'm just happy that it was more brutal.
I not necessarily because there are physical biological differences as far as 1-to-1 male, like if it was a male versus female, even in the same weight class, because there's bone density and other things. But in terms of physicality, man versus man, woman versus woman, I feel like 1-to-1 in your own weight class, that women can be just as great fighters and athletes in their own weight class, competing amongst themselves to the same extent that men can. But I think it's just, very different. But I did love seeing that because I'm like, that's athleticism, that's sports, that's competition. So I've appreciated about what they've done with the WWE. Have you seen some of what they've been doing with the WWE? With the divas? Oh no, it's been great. Female wrestling entertainment has come a long way, and it's more about the physicality about it. It's not even hypersexualized, except for them when they want it to be, but people are there to see a good fight, and they get a good fight.
That's awesome.
Who doesn't like a good fight? It sounds weird, but it's who doesn't like to see a good fight?
Would you box, Roberto?
If I were a couple of years younger,
of course you would.
I was in martial arts.
Have you heard about Roberto in his prime?
Yeah.
In my prime, I would have destroyed these kids. In my prime,
there it is.
They're open to people.
I'm 30. I'm gonna be 38 this year. I'm too old.
So
nah.
What if they get they can make a section?
Excuse.
Right? Yeah, they could have
I'd have to fight another geriatric YouTuber.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? They could have that. The oldies get together.
No.
I'd have to
Senior
fight.
citizens.
Look, I'd have to fight
Yeah, the
another.
seniors.
I'd have
How
to
old
find
was
another
Dad?
geriatric
How old was the
YouTuber.
dude? His name was
I'd
Dad.
have to find another geriatric YouTuber. We have to do it early so that I can get to bed on time and everything like that. We have to make sure that I'm, good, have my early bird dinner.
Wait,
And,
how old? Who's that dude whose name was just Dad? I don't know anything about him, but he I'm assuming he's a little older and he destroyed the child that he was.
No, I think he's like mid-30s. He's younger than me. He's younger than me. But again, a lot of these YouTubers that are just a few years younger than me, they look like they're older than me by now. So living a hard life to forget. I did that good, clean, healthy living, But it's like, I mean, think about it. Look at it. I'm getting the salt and pepper in my beard and in my hair. I'm like, I'm retaining my youth and my energy and everything
got
like
a
that.
box now before,
Well, I'm going back to, iJustine has inspired me on my fitness kick and everything like that. For one thing, I've been doing 30 days no caffeine because of her. And like, she also definitely was one of the reasons I got this Aura ring, especially with her being able to detect a health problem and everything. And she was able to go to the emergency room. They detected a blood clot. They were able to literally save her life. And I think between her Aura ring and her Apple Watch, that made a difference. But also, she had that happen even with being like in super, super good health. Because like iJustine is the epitome of it. Me and iJustine are the same age. We're a couple months apart. She's in the epitome of being in good health for my age, And she's inspired me to I'm going to go back into martial arts like I did when I was younger. So I'm back to being active again. I'm lifting weights again. I mean, I could come out of retirement. I don't know. If I train.
Come out of retirement.
If I train, I might come out of retirement.
Do it.
I just don't know
what's more motivating than
I don't know the difference is I don't have
I'd watch this show.
I don't have a grudge against somebody to like be able to like have
But that's like the whole point. None of these people had grudges.
That's fair. Actually, that's fair. Well, I don't even have like a friendly rival that's to the same point to where I was like, I wouldn't box Viper. Viper destroyed me. He calls himself Viper calls himself the man about tech. He's the man about gains. He's about gains. Viper destroyed me, so I wouldn't. Viper destroyed me. We're not even in the same weight class anyway.
Viper's fourth channel.
We're not even in the same weight class. So in terms of like,
and all he does is lift weights.
Yeah. I wouldn't fight Graham because even though Graham lost to Michael Reeves, he did a good showing. And Graham's very athletic. Graham is like 10 years younger than me. He is athletic. I think he's taller than me. And he lifts weights a lot. He goes to the gym a lot. So again, I can't fight someone younger than me, and I can't fight somebody that like we'd have to be in the same weight class.
Graham.
Huh? What?
I would bet on you over Graham.
Really?
Same.
What makes y'all say that? If I train, maybe. If I train, because he trained, he took it seriously. But
he did. He did a great job.
Don't be mean.
Oh,
I don't think.
Hold on.
Well, here's the only thing. Graham doesn't have it. Graham doesn't have it in him to hurt anybody. Graham doesn't have it in him.
He kind of like stopped. When Michael just went like goblin on him, he just kind of like froze up. So that's all I'm saying.
What if I boxed Michael Reeves?
No.
Yeah, no.
He's good. Like he's like.
Even if I trained, huh?
I was impressed.
He's much younger than me though. So like, there's something, I mean, there's a real thing to having the advantages of youth, like even versus experience.
Yeah. And I think he picked it up pretty fast from the stuff that I've seen.
Oh, he's in great shape. He's in great shape. He's in his prime. I'm not, even if I get back into shape, I wouldn't be what I was in my prime, but in my prime, I'd destroy these kids.
It's never too late.
Like when I was in my prime,
I would watch Graham versus Roberto, because you guys both do like, like business stuff. Like it'd be an interesting matchup.
Be the one time I beat him at something.
Wow.
Be the one time I beat him at something in life, right? But no, I mean it's because Graham's a sweetheart. Graham does like not have the killer instinct and everything like that.
Which is why he loses.
But that's like not fair. That's not fair. It's like you can't fight somebody who
We
doesn't
X
have.
this podcast from the internet, and they'll never know that this was our plan.
You can't fight somebody who doesn't have that like in them, because it's not even a fight at that point. It's not a fight if you fight somebody who doesn't have the drive to fight. What I do appreciate and respect is he had the drive to train. He had the drive to train and better himself and like get really into and take it seriously and everything. But he's terrified at the idea of ever hurting somebody.
I mean, maybe now that he's like done one fight,
I think now he's done one fight, he
revenge.
would never do it again.
Yeah.
And I think the anxiety mentally for him of like the idea of, oh, I could hurt somebody. And then there's the fact that I am like approaching 40. I think that would like psychologically be oh God, I don't want to like do something that's going to hurt him, that he's going to like, feel it like on cold, like as far as him like feeling toward me of like not wanting to like injure or hurt me, because like, again, I have to like, I'm going to be over 40 soon.
You know what we do? We make a super intense training video of you with like really intense music in the background to scare him. And then he'll be down because he'll be like, I can't hurt
This is
him.
why you're Audrey / Ember.
I'll help you make the video. I'll find the most intense song.
No, I would have to. I think the only way I could do YouTube boxing in a weird way, the only way I could do YouTube boxing besides like getting in shape and training and all that is I might have to actually box someone I dislike. But you'd have to find someone that's very dislikable, and then it's like a reasonable fight.
I could come up with a list.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
Romina, who would you box?
You.
Let's go. I'm down.
I'm ready.
That could be interesting.
I'm
I'd have to like fight some like disgraced internet personality of some kind.
You could fight Onision.
No, he's too tall.
Trisha.
He's too tall. You can't be
Trisha.
a whole head height taller than me.
Trisha.
That's completely out of my weight class.
I don't know, man.
Ethan.
He's
completely out of my weight class.
Franco.
Completely out of my weight class.
He's already got an opponent.
It's completely out of my weight class, and he's still a whole head height taller than me.
How tall is he?
Hassan.
Hassan is 2 head heights taller than me.
What? How do you
And
know?
out
How do
of
you
my
know
weight
everybody's
class.
heights?
Because I have the internet.
He's been looking into this.
No, I have the internet. I've had to look.
Doing research.
No,
Yeah.
I have
Do
the
you have
internet.
a spreadsheet? Is there a spreadsheet here?
No, I have the. I know. I have the
weight and heights.
No, I have the internet, and you see whenever you go and you look up people's like celebrity profiles and everything, you get this, you see all this stuff, and like, and then also you see them in these pictures or interviews with other people, and then like how tall they are compared to other people. So then you go.
I also am consistently comparing my height and weight to other people.
Yeah.
Nah, you're preparing. This is
no, I just happen to know. I know how tall people are, especially like people because they've gone on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan is notoriously like quote unquote short compared to what people think he is in real. Joe Rogan's like 5'5".
He's like the measuring stick for everyone.
Joe Rogan's like 5'5". Joe Rogan's shorter than me.
Oh. Well, I think.
Yeah, but I'm putting my money on Joe.
Oh, in fact, no. Joe was a Taekwondo champion, and
he could
Joe
beat
is
all three of us at the same time.
Oh, absolutely, he could, even armed. Like Joe's massively out of my weight class anyway. Joe is like 2 of me. There's like, there's no way.
Yeah, he's like 10 of me.
That weight class.
If someone has like previous experience, it's an automatic.
Weight classes exist for a reason, by the way. Like that's a safety thing. That's a safety thing. So there's almost no one I can fight because of like the fact that most of these people would exist outside of my weight and height class.
Yeah, I get that.
There's literally like almost no one I could fight.
What is the range? Is it like 20 pounds or like 10 pounds?
What do you mean the range?
For like weight
classes. It's somewhere between like a 10 and 15 pounds is too much. Like if someone's more than 10 to 15 pounds, it's a little much.
So it's super specific then.
Yeah.
That'd be really hard.
It is. It is, but it doesn't make sense to fight people where there's an astronomical height difference either.
Yeah.
It's just not a good fight. It doesn't make any sense.
True.
Yeah. I've been wanting to try Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
They've got a place nearby me, so like that's what I'm looking at. That's what
are you looking at that too?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Because I've registered for a couple of like free classes. I don't know if they do that there at the studio you were looking at, but the one I was looking at here. Well, the one that I was looking at here is like a free class to like try it out and like go check out
they
the
do
studio,
that.
like that.
No,
Right,
they do that. Yeah, they do
yeah,
that.
so I've registered for it a couple of times, but then I keep canceling it.
Walking distance from where I live, I could go to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or I could go to Taekwondo. Those are my two choices.
I'm getting back into swimming though. I would appreciate the accountability.
I am going to go swim this summer at the local YMCA, and I'm actually going to get I'm going to get better at it because I'm like, I can swim enough to save my life just barely in an emergency, but that's about it.
Yeah, I was on the swim team. I used to go to meets and stuff. Yeah.
I was track and cross country.
Swim is my stuff. I can't do the running. I can't do the running. I tried. And I tried during quarantine.
Good for strength and stamina.
Yeah.
Swimming is good for strength and stamina.
Swimming is great. I'm
but
working
builds
to get
muscle,
back.
it's good.
It's
like it's good.
Do you have to wear that cap though?
What?
You have to wear the hat.
Oh yeah, I got one. You want me to pull it out?
No, I hate those things. They're so painful, bro. Nah.
Yeah, but
when I was little, my hair was so long. It was like
right. But you know why you have to wear the cap? You have to wear the cap because, well, I mean, first of all, for aerodynamic reasons, but also because of the chlorine. It actually helps to protect with the chlorine because if you're going into the pool multiple times a week, that chlorine is gonna
strip your hair.
It's gonna kill it. So the cap helps a little bit with that.
Yeah. In fact, what a lot of people don't know, they should get their water tested because a lot of people don't realize that the reason they're losing their hair and then they're stressing out about losing their hair is they haven't done a test against the chlorine in the water in their house.
Yep.
And that's a good reason to get a water filter. But water filters are not cheap. I mean, people try to think they can just do it with the shower head. You have to actually get a water filter put into your unit, and it's going to be like a $2,000 installation. Now, again, most people are also renting, so they don't
That's
get
not really a thing. Yeah.
Their landlord, like that would be a whole thing. But if you own a house, you should definitely get a filter.
I mean, to be honest, Roberto, I think I can afford to lose a couple strands of hair.
I don't want you to. Like, I mean, you're Romina with the good hair for a reason.
And I got so much Roberto, I don't think you understand. All right. There's so much hair in my bathroom right now as we speak. Like, I lose hair every day.
Okay, that's
so much hair.
Facts. You probably could take that hair and sell it and make a fortune.
I feel like it's a precious resource that is just being like I feel like something can be done with that hair.
You could probably make bank on that hair.
Instead, I'm just like tossing it in the toilet. Like I'm just throwing it away in the garbage.
You could monetize it.
You could yarn with it.
No, you could sell it. You could monetize it. People want real hair based wigs and everything like that. You're scrapping a valuable resource.
Audrey wants me to make clothes out of my. Audrey, get out of here.
She's good for the environment.
I want to do advanced
I'm gonna send you an envelope full of my hair.
Like, thank you. I will send that right back.
You want to make yarn out of my hair, Audrey? I'll send it to you.
I can't knit.
Have you guys seen Justine's videos with her her knife fighting and also her lightsaber training?
Oh yeah, for sure.
See, I want to do advanced weapons training after I start getting up there and get back into shape and get all my Brazilian jiu-jitsu back and stuff like that. I want to do advanced weapons training. I have some weapons training from my martial arts days, but it's been a while, and I can still flip knives. I can still throw knives. I can still throw. I've tested it. I can actually still throw shurikens correctly, but I want knife fight training like her. I want close-up knife fight training like her. What's the style again? Romina, I think you would know this. Like, what's the knife fighting style that the Spetsnaz use? The Russian Spetsnaz use? There's a knife fighting style that they specifically use.
I don't know.
God.
I never did that. I did broadsword training.
You know the word. Like,
yeah, I did like broadsword training. Yeah, because I was like into like the middle. Yeah, like all that stuff was a lot cooler than to me. I think Roberto froze. Did he freeze for you too, or is that just me? Oh wait, he's coming back. He's back.
No, I think it's because I opened up another tab.
Yeah, it glitched out for half a second. Yeah, weapons training is fun. Like I did, I think like Roberto, you and I are fortunate. Well, Audrey is too, because we live in cities. We lived in cities where there's like a lot of filming that's going on. So like there is a lot of weapons training that is available because of the fact that, you know, there's action movies that are being made. I did a lot of like weapon stuff when I lived in Los Angeles because it was so available. Like you could find that anywhere. Doing broadswords and then doing like smaller weapons like daggers and things like that. And then those same ones, like they lay the foundations for like the lightsaber training, which is also fun as well. So I did some of that too. All of those are super fun. I also did Kung Fu.
Krav Maga. That's what it's called. Krav Maga.
You mean the Israeli?
I want to learn. It's the Russian. No, it's the Krav Maga is the Russian martial arts.
Which one's a? What
you're thinking of the one? Which one that like Mossad uses? I'd have to look it up.
No, the Israeli military. Israeli.
Well, the Israeli military is
martial art.
Yeah, no, but that is. I'm trying to remember what martial arts they use, but that's Mossad. That's why I said it's. Oh, you mean the one Mossad? You mean
the Krav Maga is the Israeli one?
Is it? Because the Krav Maga is because that's what the Russians use.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the Russians use it or not, but that is an Israeli martial art.
Okay, then it may be it probably is original to Mossad and the Israelis, but the Russians, the KGB decided to adopt it.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me if the KGB adopted. But yeah, all that stuff is like super useful too. I mean, not just like, you know, for defense reasons or whatever, but it's good for the body, good for movement. It gets your mind attached to the rest of your body.
Yes, yeah.
Which is something that would it sounds like a weird thing to say, but it is something that is so real, like a problem that is so real for so many people. I say that because I had that problem. Mm-hmm. Like when I first got on camera, like I noticed it and I had a lot of people comment on it because I was so detached. Like I was so in my head that I was completely detached from what was happening in my body. And so my body was not matching the emotions and everything that was going on here. And that is more common than you would think. That doing stuff like that, like dance, weapons training, like any kind of like martial arts, all of those things connect the whole body.
Yeah, no, it does. It makes you, it gives you a more holistic sense of like your body and stuff like that. I learned that. And that's why, you know, between me doing martial arts and I got confidence from that as a teenager, dance and the dance club scene and getting into breakdancing in my late teens, early 20s, that like gave me more confidence, more body positivity, all those things. Latin dance club in high school. Again, it made me less awkward, made me more confident. Weight training too, like that, so.
Do you still feel like you could do dance?
A little bit, some of it is my body's different now, and a lot of stuff I did relied more on my flexibility than anything else. So now there's less of that. I'm still mad flexible at my age, but like my body's been through a lot. And then I've had over the years, there's been car accidents and stuff, but I'm still massively flexible and limber, and I can still do certain moves, but there are certain things I cannot do anymore, or not easily, or not without pain. So there's
Yeah. What were you going to say, Audrey? Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask, where did you do knife training in LA?
Burbank. Burbank. Mainly Burbank. I mean, I did a lot of stuff. I did a lot and I did in a lot of different places. My Kung Fu training, I did a lot of training with like old school, like Oriental weapons with my kung fu training. And that was like, I went to this park in Santa Monica. Like literally, it was the most ratchet thing like you've ever seen. I just went to this park in Santa Monica with this Asian guy, and he just taught me how to use
that's
all
how I
these like
learned.
old school weapons.
Well, that's how I learned Muay Thai a little bit. I learned a little bit of Muay Thai in Bryant
Yeah.
Park that way when I lived in New York. Same thing, you know.
As long as you got a
Dude,
good
teaching it in the
coach,
park.
as
Yeah,
long as
dude.
you got a
How
good
do you
coach
find
and
it?
nobody's bothering you,
For
then-
free. Dude was teaching Muay Thai in the park for free. I was like, hey, it's the
Mine
right
was free
price.
too. Well, actually, mine was technically free, but also I told him that I would film a video and let people know that he teaches stuff. And so he taught me like for a bunch of lessons. Like I got it free. I never paid for any of my kung fu lessons. And it was all because I was like, oh yeah, I'll film a video of me doing it.
That's a great trade.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think also
Oh.
he wanted to get better at coaching as well. So I think that it was like a win-win.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But if you just look it up, Audrey, I mean, there's so many different academies, and the same one that I went to in for like broadsword training in Burbank, that same studio does or did lightsaber training.
Do you think you could beat me in a sword fight?
I could.
Yeah, because Audrey's just gonna go in with her eyes closed and just start stabbing.
All right.
You need time.
I haven't done it before. If I had a tiny bit of time.
Wait, you haven't done something before, and you're gonna like.
Yep.
Roberto, she's just gonna go in there, knives blazing. She's just gonna just wave that thing around.
We can put this to the test. I'm down.
She's gonna hope it hits a body part, like 3 Hail Marys on an Our Father.
I just like annoying Roberto with this. I think it's funny. We should definitely do like you know how we were talking about doing like boxing with the giant gloves? We should.
Oh yeah, no. I would 100% win that fight.
Oh,
that
no.
is.
Well,
I am.
There's no way.
I am winning that. I'm not even gonna flinch. I'm just gonna. As soon as those gloves are on my hands, you better watch out.
We're gonna go in being like, oh yeah, the big glove is gonna be great because no one's gonna get hurt. We're both gonna walk out like bloody noses.
I am gonna be the eye of the storm. Like you're just gonna see me just waving around. Nobody can come close to me. Bam, bam.
What? Sure.
Like I'm gonna open my eyes and I'm just gonna see bodies on the floor.
To my knowledge, I'm the only one here who actually participated in a fight club.
Wow. Okay, Roberto, you don't have to come in here.
What does that even mean?
With your street life.
Did you not watch the movie Fight Club ever, Audrey Ember?
No, she isn't even
a long time ago.
Okay, well, me and my homies back in the day became obsessed, and I lived in a military town. Me and my friends became obsessed with Fight Club, and we started a Fight Club.
She doesn't remember the story.
That's also, by the way, why I stayed in shape after high school. The reason I was able to stay in shape after high school is because me and my friends were doing Fight Club.
Oh, you know what?
That's a good reason.
Actually, have you guys ever done fencing?
I have, yeah, when I was a kid.
I've done it in PE.
Cool. I've never done fencing.
I did. My mom wanted me to definitely have that experience, and this is like pre-divorce stuff. So like when there was like more to go around and stuff like that. So like we got into a lot of those things when I was like super young. I even got to do a couple of, like, not on a regular basis, but like, you know, I got to do a little bit of horseback riding. I got to like have some really nice experiences, during that time and everything like that. It's great. It's great to get to do those things and you remember them for the rest of your life, and makes you really appreciate things. It makes you a little bit more cultured.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I did so many activities like that growing up. I did horseback riding as well. I was doing equestrian, like doing jumping and stuff like that.
See, I never did the jumps because I was always too scared. Afraid of falling.
I did that, and then the Christopher Reeves stuff happened, and then my mom pulled me out.
Yeah,
and she was like, that ain't gonna happen to Romina.
No, of course.
And then there goes my pony. I still do horseback riding though. I love horseback riding, but
I'm gonna try to get back into it. There's a friend here in Atlanta, and who's into all of that, and I feel like we're gonna also into photography, so we're gonna like play with the cameras a little bit and do more. You know how I love shooting like animals and wildlife stuff, so
yeah,
we're gonna kind of combine those things a little bit.
Oh, I would absolutely be better at archery since I have a bow and arrows in my closet right now.
How long
Archery is
since
my
you? How into it were you?
Oh, I would go every weekend.
Oh, hey,
when I
then you're
lived in
better than
Washington.
me. You're better than me. I at least have some rudimentary archery training from Boy Scouts.
Oh no, this is like it's only been like a couple years since I really like shot at a range and stuff because it's hard to find ranges. Like
Oh,
there were no
absolutely it
ranges
is.
in Atlanta, but
You use a recurve or a compound?
long,
Long, but oh wow.
yeah,
I don't know what
traditional
this means.
pulling 30.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, see, people think that we're soft. People think they're soft. They don't realize we went camping, like, and we did it right. Like, we can
Oh
like,
yeah.
like we
Oh
can
man.
survive the
You should have
like.
seen y'all should have seen Roberto fighting with the plastic
The
bag.
axe?
Y'all. It was
That was pretty intense.
My hatred for the plastic bag is like, but like we were doing some real like we were like people don't understand. Like we actually would survive the like
Did we
apocalypse
watch
without.
the Logan Paul fight in the middle of the forest?
Audrey.
Yeah, we did. We absolutely did.
We had
But-
access to no internet. We had no food or water for days.
But we actually like legit, like we literally legit built like a fire from nothing. And we did everything right. Like, you know, we kept
we had to
feeding
go
it.
collect our sticks and
Yeah, I was sitting there with the freaking axe that I brought and everything like that. I was like,
Roberto
you
was
know,
ready, man. Y'all should have seen him. Like I joked around, but I'm joking around, but like
Mm.
Roberto was ready.
axe, hammock, tent. I was the out of everybody. I set up my tent the fastest and set up my tent the most properly.
Okay, but to be fair, that was my first time. I had never gone.
What? I don't even remember. I don't think the tent was mine, so there's also that. I didn't know what tent I was working with. Okay.
All right. I set up like I had a hammock and everything. I was like, yeah, I was just like,
No, Roberto had his thing. He was ready to be there for like 3 weeks. Like he was down to be there for 3 weeks.
I was supplied. Like I had everything. Like I had I made
We should
like
go camping in.
carved myself a walking stick and everything. Like
it was pretty fun. Oh, isn't that also like the time where something happened with Peter McKinnon? I have like a 5-minute video of you just
Wait, what?
popping off about
I didn't know
Peter
you had a
McKinnon.
video.
I do. I have a video
No.
somewhere. I do. It's
No.
uncut. Just a video that I have
No.
pointed at you.
Burn
and you're
it.
looking at your phone
Bird.
and you're so excited
Burn.
because Peter McKinnon
wasn't that when he did the bucket
did
shot?
something.
No, I think that's when he commented on one of my Instagram,
Oh
photos.
yeah, that is like
and I lost my mind.
Right. Yeah. She was
Let's burn that video,
transported.
please.
You what?
But,
They can never see the light of day, please.
but no, like we can like we legit.
Considering that I never posted that video,
That's-
it's probably
that's-
never
you
going to
had-
see the light of day.
You're holding that over Audrey for the
You
next
just
10
gotta
years.
hold it like for like my 10-year YouTube anniversary, the day I hit 100K. That's when you post it.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Destroy.
Like my channel, I will revive my channel just to post that one video.
Yeah.
My subscribers will be like,
I
who
should
is
just
this?
keep my mouth shut. It's fine. Honestly,
But-
I think it's funny. It's okay.
But yeah, we can survive. Like, unlike most of our internet kinfolk, we can actually survive in the wilderness on this panel.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, yeah. I have
I'm
without a
sorry.
doubt. I'm also very good at cooking and sourcing and doing stuff, making stuff from scratch. So
That's true.
We're
We've
gonna
been
be
making.
gonna be good with that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprisingly good at a lot. Well, I mean, I was in the Boy Scouts too, but like
Yeah.
I'm actually very good at a lot of your wilderness survival skills that you need and everything in terms of woodcraft, foraging. I am surprisingly good at nature trails, very alert. Like, you know,
Audrey is very good at running. So at least we know that she's not going to get eaten by something bigger than her.
no one can survive as well as the primitive technology guy. Nobody's as good as the primitive technology guy.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. We can just have him on our team. That way he can.
But like, if you pulled an assortment, you could pull almost any assortment you want of random mid-tier YouTubers, and we will like do better in a like Survivor type situation.
There should be oh my god, Mr. Beast, if you're listening, which he's not, but there should be an influencer Hunger Games without the death part.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, I mean, like, what about
you just want me to win? Like,
no, hold up.
No,
what about?
Can you imagine if they put like 24 creators in like a huge arena and it was like fully kitted out like the Hunger Games and it took like a week?
Wouldn't it be just like a huge like laser tag?
No, but like I don't know. They'd have to like.
I mean, kind of. Okay, as far as the kills, yes. As far as the kills, but yeah.
What about Naked and Afraid?
Like, I don't like the naked part of it, but yeah.
No, I mean, but okay, all right. We'll do Naked and Afraid, but you're clothed.
Clothes, yeah.
Right, that's what it is, right? Naked and Afraid, but you only have what you're wearing.
Then someone like me or Justine probably wins.
What is Naked and Afraid?
So Naked and Afraid is they will strip you naked and then drop you off somewhere, and you have to survive.
Yeah.
You have to like figure out
with the clothes on my back, but it's like you drop me. Yeah, but if you drop me in the middle of nowhere with the clothes on my back, I'll be all right.
Yeah, Roberto just doesn't want to be naked.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem. Yeah, that's my
if they're gonna post on YouTube, everything will just get demonetized.
No, because how do you think the reality TV show does it? You just blur out the bits that
What?
They just blur out the bits.
Because here's the thing:
they're gonna be like TikToking and stuff.
I need like. In general, I usually wear a hoodie or a jacket anyway and a shirt underneath it and everything. So I can use that for a lot of all-purpose things to help me and stuff like that. And then I know how to collect rainwater. I know how to do quite a few things that most people do not. So I have a much better chance in terms of a lot of that, in terms of overall survival. And the thing is, I actually know about plants. So it's like I have a better chance of not eating something that kills me.
That's actually a really good point. So I'm not that great at plants, and I actually like touch everything. But
only one way to find out.
But I am very good at animals. So I have a very strong mental Rolodex of different animals and the various properties that you will probably want to know about each of them.
And I can start a fire without supplies. So
Will Barry in the chat suggests that we do this Warzone style parachute in and paintball guns and ammo stashed
that
all over
I'm
the
down.
floor.
I'm down.
I'm telling
aside
you,
from the I'm down for that.
So
aside from
which one of us is going to pitch this to?
I'm down for that, except for I'm not jumping out of any planes with the parachute part with it. But I'm good for zip lining down.
Okay, how about instead we boat in? So we all get on a boat. We get dropped off on an island somewhere.
I'm good with that. Or again, they take us that and then they put us on platforms to zip line us to different parts of the island. I'm good with something like that. Oh, and if it's gonna be like paintball and ammo stashed or whatever, kind of more Hunger Games. Like I'm down for Audrey's original premise. Just put us in a Hunger Games arena. Just put us in and I'm good. Like I'm good with that. And where there's a cornucopia and everybody's got to like go and scrap and get their items and stuff like that. And then and that's your supplies. And I'm like, I'm good with this. It's like I would get in there.
That wouldn't be like and they can do it for charity. Like they can do like what the Creator Clash did.
Yeah,
for charity.
Happy Creator Games. Like, yeah, let's go. It's like Happy Creator Games. Let's go. Like,
wait, would there be like the training thing before where
the thing is, we could make it like Hunger Games in the sense that we the money raised could go to Feed America or to Mr. Beast Food Bank or something like that.
But
I will participate.
They like have that whole week of training before where people can like bet money on different people.
Yeah, that's the part is like show us in basic training, and then that is the promo reel, and people can place bets, and we take proceeds for charity. I'm good with this. I'm good with this. And here's the thing about it. The thing is, I'm not one of the most famous YouTubers to make this interesting, but I am one of the most I'm a ringer. Putting in like soft video gamers and like YouTubers in the arena with someone like me makes it interesting, because then it's like, oh, this is somebody who actually, yeah, I'm a ringer. I'm like one of the people from the first district that's like, oh, I've been waiting for this my whole life. I'm one of those people. Like, and then you're putting like these like, soft kids up against like somebody who's, scrapper. Let's go.
Roberto, if this ever happens, can we agree to team up now?
Yeah, I'm good with alliances. I'm good with alliances. Look, we just go in there. We're just like, yeah.
We're already cheating. It's fine. Actually, alliances aren't allowed.
We're gonna share the blueberries.
Look, they're gonna form alliances. They're gonna be the popular kids. They think it's the popular kids that their alliance is so
that
useful.
Group's gonna die. We've seen them.
No, they think that they're useful. Like, oh, like we got all the numbers, we got all the clout, so we're gonna like team up. It's like, oh no, you just made this easier for me and everything like that. It's like you just put all of my targets in one place. That's great.
Honestly, I think my strategy would be to sabotage the main group so that they think one of them killed someone else in their group, and then just wait for chaos.
Oh, you about the mind games?
Yep.
You about the mind games? Me? No. I'm just about rolling up in there. It's like, y'all understand, I'm in the bingo book. I'm in the bingo book. I got a bounty and everything like that. And you know what it says right under? You know what it says right under my headline? It says retreat on site. Do not engage. Retreat on site.
You can do that.
This man is a menace. No, I have an absolute menace.
Look, we already have a venue for it. Jake of All Trades says, I've got 40 acres of forest you can do the games in.
When I was a kid, I used to do this stuff as a kid. And it's like, I was a freaking menace. I was like, just, like, I was like going in. Like,
I believe it.
Like, when I was a kid, I'm the kind of person that plays, like, you play hide and seek, and then it's like, you still, 30 minutes after everybody else has been found, you still looking for me.
They call the cops.
Basically. Like,
imagine all that GoPro footage, though.
It's like,
missing child.
Sometimes they literally did have to go get my parents to, like, get me to come out.
Yeah, they got your photo on a milk carton, man. They're like, where in the world is Roberto?
Yes, I love how it's been 40 minutes.
No, I keep trying. I'm trying. All right. Speaking of faces on milk cartons, what? We gonna talk about aliens now?
Okay. You know what I need? I'm gonna go find the X-Files sound just for you for the.
I mean, I can get my dad to call me. It's his ringtone.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I need it for the soundboard.
Hello? Romina, why are you on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter. Hold on.
All right, so let's see. I need it down. Yep. Yeah, but I need it for the soundboard, so I'm gonna.
No, that's his ringtone. That's awesome. Dude, I just get flashbacks when I hear this sound effect. Romina, once when I was in high school, me and my
dad's
presentation partner decided to put a Illuminati joke in our presentation. And so randomly, like halfway through our presentation, that sound starts playing and no one laughed. And I'm just scarred now.
Really?
Yeah, it was so good. And like everyone was barely paying attention. And then the sound just starts playing and it was just crickets. It was awful.
All right, guys. So what happened this week is that Congress had the first meeting in decades to talk about UFOs, also known as UAPs. So this week, basically what happened was that it's been a few months since these videos came out of showing unidentified flying objects, or aerial phenomenons, as they want to call them now. This is like military grade stuff. Like we're not talking about some random person in the middle of the US that was drunk one night and claims to have been abducted. This is like actual professional people who see these phenomenons in the sky, and they're unable to identify them, right? And so Congress is now beginning to, like, this committee is beginning to analyze these UAPs, and some of the stuff that was discussed. So this was on, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday that it happened. And it was very interesting. The way,
do you feel like, Romina, do you feel, as someone who's very fiscally conservative, do you feel like this is a good use of the taxpayers' dollars?
I feel like it's a good use of my money because I care.
Great use.
Because I care. You know, like if we have to, if a few kids have to go by without going to school, that's fine with me, as long as we figure this out.
God damn.
So here's the thing, though, right? Because so here's the thing. I feel like there was a lot of stuff that so what happened was that they had a live broadcast meeting. It was broadcasted live, and then they also had a closed session that was obviously not broadcasted live. And so there was a point in the meeting where someone asked if there were any sensors underwater to detect submerged UAPs.
And what did they say?
And they said that would be more appropriately discussed during the closed session.
Yo, you were ready for that one. Roberto was hovering over the.
Here's the thing.
What did you say? What?
Right? Okay. So that's a little sus, right? It's like,
just a little
it's
bit.
like, okay, we acknowledge that you just asked us a question, but we're not going to answer it here publicly. Let's discuss
behind closed doors. We will only tell you that
behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
Yeah. Now, another interesting point that came up was that somebody asked them if they attempted to communicate with these UAPs at any point. So this isn't like, it's not like a one-time thing. Like, it's happened multiple times where there have been UAPs in heavily restricted areas, right? I mean, like, if you try to fly a drone near Area 51,
you gonna get got. You go wandering around,
like, it's gone. You can kiss goodbye to that drone. So how come we have like these UAPs, right? And they haven't even tried to communicate with them. Like, literally, he flat out said, no, we haven't communicated. We haven't tried communicating with these UAPs. And it's either, okay, he's lying about that, right? Or they really are that dumb.
I mean, it's the government, so it can go either way.
I mean, you know, Star Trek established this decades ago, where the first thing that they do when they encounter another ship or another life form is try to make contact with it and have a conversation.
Yeah, first contact.
Like, everything literally begins with
first contact.
With, "Hi, I'm the captain of the Enterprise. How can we help you?"
Basically.
Yes. But then why would he lie about that and not talk about other stuff?
What do you mean?
Like, he's lying about the talking or trying to talk to
might be
stuff, but then he's refusing to answer other questions. Why not just lie?
Well,
for all we know, they are lying.
Well, the thing is, if they lie under oath and then they don't know that a superior or someone else might not reveal it for a reason at some other point in time, then they're accountable for that. So that's a really good incentive to just give yourself wiggle room for a way out in case this ever is declassified. That's the reason why you wouldn't lie.
Right.
Is in case if it's declassified later, you're kind of screwed because you can now be held accountable later, and then you have to answer for that and everything else. So in general, not lying is a generally good rule in life, but it's also a really good rule when you know you work for an organization that has every reason to throw you under the bus.
Roberto, have you heard of the Maelstrom incident?
Why does that sound familiar? I might have.
So it was a famous
fellow
incident.
Conspiracy theorist. I might have.
It is a famous incident, and so it did come up during this meeting that they had. So Maelstrom, there's an Air Force base at Maelstrom, and this happened, I believe it was in the 60s, where there was an incident where the people who were working there claim to have seen a red light outside that was moving around very close to the gate in the sky, and upon sighting that red light, all of the missiles became inactive. So there's an incident, right? So there's an incident. Exactly. The truth is out there. So there is an incident where the missiles became inactive. And this is like a famous incident that happened where they became inactive and they don't know what happened. They call it a malfunction, right? But the other side of that story is that the people who were there that night say that they saw this red light, and that is the correlation of when the malfunction happened with the missiles, which is very dangerous, right? Because like if you think about like from
a documentation of, because you can't have a lack of accountability on this particular type.
Right. And so the thing is that like if there had been an order for those missiles to be used, they would not have been able to do it. And that's really why that's such a big deal, right? Is because they're inoperable as an Air Force base, essentially.
Yeah, it makes them vulnerable. Yeah.
Right.
Enemy attack.
So get this, Roberto. So this incident came up during this meeting, and they asked if they had done any investigation on it. Guess what the answer was?
No.
No. The answer was no.
Bruh.
That's what everyone in that room should have said at the same time.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Wait, why can't they have soundboards in courtrooms?
Audrey, you know why? Because you aren't in the courtroom.
Dude, if I was a judge, I'd just have a soundboard, and then every time
Judge Judy should have had a soundboard.
Bro.
Judge Judy should have a soundboard. If Judge Judy, can you imagine? You remember the Amanda show?
Amanda.
Remember?
Show.
You remember Amanda when she was the judge?
Insane. Yeah.
You remember when she was the judge and she had the lobsters that would come, the dancing lobsters, bring in the dancing lobsters. That was the whole thing.
Yep.
Audrey, do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, you got to look this up. Oh, I'm going to send you a video.
Audrey would have loved being a kid in the 90s, to be honest with you.
Yeah, she would be all about all that.
She would have been all that.
The dancing lobsters?
She would have been.
Oh, the dancing lobsters.
I am a 90s kid.
But you would have loved actually being around in the 90s.
You were born in the 90s doesn't make you a 90s kid, you know?
You didn't experience it.
Yeah.
All right. I got called old via TikTok because I'm born in the 90s. They're like, you're born in 1999.
Do you even know where that laugh thing I just did was from? I know Romina knows where that was from.
Welcome to the oldies club.
Welcome to the old folks home.
Because I'm 1 year off 2000.
You old.
I am old.
So what do you guys
Boondocks,
feel?
I love that Boondocks song that they did, that Thugnificent dropped on Granddad. It's like the hook is just, you just mad because your ass is old. like that was hilarious.
Oh man, the first couple seasons of
Boondocks. Oh my God. Look, cancel culture's almost over. Bring it back. Offend everybody. Let's go.
So overall, the meeting was a little bit underwhelming just because of the fact that they were like, yeah, we kind of have data, but
they'd rather look, more people are interested in the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp than they are in the fact that the government literally basically is like, yeah, UFOs are a thing.
Extracting information from the public. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's like they conveniently decide to drop hey, when the aliens show up, you can't say we weren't trying to come forward or whatever, because we
right. No, they're just covering themselves.
Y'all just cared more about Amanda Heard and Johnny Depp when we told y'all aliens were real. Remember that?
Right. Isn't it a coincidence that it's happening at the same time?
Yeah, it's like they also did it whenever like there was Trump stuff. Whenever Trump was causing chaos, they like, oh, like here's some more alien stuff, yay! So that they can they're trying to warm us up to the idea. So it's like so that it's not some overwhelming shot, and they're testing the waters. They're testing the waters to see if we're gonna like panic and react to this stuff and everything. And you know the fact that we got through this pandemic, maybe we can handle the.
They should know. They should have done it during like they should have done this like 6 months ago because everyone seriously like an alien could walk out in front of the White House and do jumping jacks and people would be like, "Yep, that's fine." Like literally, but now since things are like starting to slowly go back to normal, they missed their window of opportunity.
No, I think it's the opposite. I think now we done been through so much that people are just so mentally exhausted that's like I don't even care anymore. It's like they'd be like, aliens, come take me now.
My world of nihilism.
They'd just be like, come take me now, or like I don't care anymore, or like you know what? It's like that's fine. Like I mean, I still think that an alien could roll up to the White House and start doing jumping jacks, be like, we out here. And they'd be like,
we out here.
And, you know, and people, you know what would happen? You know what's the most controversial thing that would happen? You'd have people deciding that this is the new important thing to care about. And they'd be like, well, what about rights for the aliens? They would decide it's the new thing. And you'd see them put it in their Twitter bio and they'd come up with a flag for this and everything like that. It's like,
yo, look.
You're just an earther, and you're just about the oppressive. You're an earther, and you're part of an oppressive system that discriminates.
You know what?
Against our galactic neighbors.
Aliens are from Earth.
It's possible. Like you're
what if we're the
against
aliens?
Our galactic neighbors. How dare you not welcome the aliens? Like how dare you not be accepting?
Look, I'm not one for the bandwagon emojis.
Oh, I'm switching teams.
But I would 100% be wearing that flag.
No,
I would be wearing that alien flag.
Aliens come. I'm selling y'all out. I'm switching teams. I'm siding with the winner. I'm like, it's like they got the better technology. Like, look, I'm siding with the technologically superior. I'm a technocrat. I'm siding with
oh yeah, the aliens all the right.
It's like I'm switching teams, especially if it's the Predators. If it's the Predators, I'll grow my dreadlocks back. I'm gonna get this armor on. I'll do the rituals and everything like that. We're going hunting. It's like let's go. I'm Team Predator. Let's go.
Wow, you did not just make a bunch of clicking sounds.
You know, the worst thing that could happen is the aliens are just boring.
That'd be terrible.
It would be. I'm expecting like they'd have to look kind of wild if they're just like boring.
What'd be messed up is if they're only smart at one thing. If they're only smart at the intergalactic travel piece of if they're only smart in the vector of intelligence that allows them to have space flight, and they're dumb at everything else, that'd be the most disappointing thing. Or that some other race gave them spaceflight technology and they just like 3D print it and they don't know jack about it and they're otherwise just dumb. That would be really disappointing. That would piss me off.
I feel like they can't be dumb because we would have like cracked them by now.
No, because they could have gotten all their stuff through nepotism, through inheriting it from an even greater, more intelligent species that died off, that left them a bunch of stuff and they don't know how to do any of it. They just 3D print it whenever they want. And then so if they just inherited all that stuff and the real engineers died off, that's what would suck for me is that, like there was this amazing technologically superior race and y'all ain't it. You just inherited all their stuff. Like that would piss me off. Of course, in that case, we'd probably murder them and then take all their stuff because that's how humans roll.
Sure, yeah.
True.
Roberto, have you seen
as bad as them now that I think about it?
Have you seen the trailer, Roberto, for the new Predator movie?
No, I should.
It's called Prey. Well, it's not really a trailer. I would say it's a teaser.
Okay.
It's pretty cool because it looks like it's got a different angle to it. At least one that I would enjoy. I feel like.
All right, that's I'm intrigued.
I'll find it and I'll link it.
I'm intrigued. Y'all see the new She-Hulk trailer? Oh, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a fun show. They gotta clean up the CGI a little bit though, but it's gonna be a fun show. The CGI makes it look like they did on a YouTuber's budget, so they gotta clean that up. They got time. They can fix it just like how
like the Sonic.
Yep, exactly. The internet just has to bully them until we get a better CGI.
Is that what's gonna happen every time a movie comes out?
Yes, every time a movie comes out,
every time there's a trailer, is the audience is gonna be like,
Twitter is
that
gonna
doesn't look
bully
enough.
Right. Anytime a movie comes out, Twitter is going to bully Hollywood into making it better.
Honestly, thank God they did for the Sonic movie.
To be fair, yes. The Sonic movie is proof that bullying works.
Yes. And now they're making 2, you know, it worked out for them.
No, they made 2 already. It's time for 3. There's a third one.
God.
Thank God. And thank God, because I'm like, let's go. I'm with this. Let's go. I'm a big fan. I grew up on it. I'm like big fan. So, and I'll take Jim Carrey as like kooky as Dr. Robotnik. I'm like, you know, some of his politics aside, it's like, yeah. I mean, I can overlook a lot of things. I can like separate the art from the artist really easy, but I also like Jim Carrey. He can have ideas that people find disagreeable all he wants to his heart's content. As long as he keeps making good films, I don't care. That's how I feel about most people. As long as you make good films and make good music and everything like that, and you don't murder anybody, I don't care. I'll care when you commit a crime.
That's how I feel too. I mean, I don't have a problem.
Don't ask me to care before. Do not ask me to care before someone commits a crime. I'm just saying I don't have enough energy to care about things until someone commits a crime. I just don't.
So these are some of the
reserved
videos
for my new morning workout, and it's reserved for my Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Why does that look like a flying Dorito?
The flying Dorito. Is that our new theory? So
this is like one of the these are the videos that they showed like
I remember a couple of years ago there were a bunch of YouTube videos putting together compilations of news footage covering UFO events that were happening concurrently worldwide. And those videos, I had them saved in my personal playlist, and those videos are gone from the internet.
What?
That's sus.
It is. It's mad sus.
Will Berry says we're being attacked by snacks because of the Doritos flying in the sky. What flavor do you think they are, Audrey?
Definitely nacho cheese.
Romina, did you ever research the Belgium wave?
No.
It's a series of super early UFO sightings verified by multiple sources that happened over Germany during a
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So they got the triangle thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of got the same triangle UFO happening. So this is like weird, right? Like you see like a floating triangle in the sky flying over a restricted area and you're not going to ask questions?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Kite.
I remember we were all seeing like these unidentified. I was in New York back in. I want to say
look how many there are, Audrey.
It's a kite meetup
at night. This was filmed with a night vision goggle.
I want to say in 2010. 2010. I think it was 2010 or 2011 or something like that. I forget which one. No, it was 2010. It had to be like maybe it was 2011. It was 2010 or 2011. I was working in New York at the time. I'm in Manhattan. Been off work for a little while. It's evening, but it's not quite night. You know, still kind of almost like Indian summer or whatever. I'm sitting there, I'm eating a hot dog. And then everyone's like,
details.
Well, everyone starts looking up. I mean, good New York hot dog, the kind you have with spicy mustard and relish and onions, it's like, and you have the spicy onion too. You got all the things. You got a New York hot dog. You got a real New York hot dog, right? And so it's like you have the caramelized onions, you got the relish, you've got the white onions, and you've got your spicy brown mustard, right? And so I'm eating my hot dog. I'm enjoying it. Had a good, at work. I think I'm having, I'm having one of those canned iced teas with it. So it's like, I'm just saying, this is like, I'm saying the
No, you're painting a picture. Yeah.
I'm just having like a normal ass day, enjoying myself. Like I'm off
like
work.
A nice day. Yeah.
It's like I'm off work. I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm just like, and it's like, and I'm about to, maybe I'm going to go down to Times Square before I take the train home and everything like that. Maybe I go to Grand Central and, whatever. And then I noticed that everybody is craning their head up and is like, what's that? And I'm like, and then I do it too. And I'm like, what? And then it's like, and then we see these lights in the sky, and it's still more or less daylight. We see these pinkish orange lights, and they're erratically flying around. And it's like, what is that? And why is it moving that way? And that's like, nothing can move that way. What's going on here? And we just like sit there for like a good 20, 30 minutes. And we're like, and we just start asking each other, it's like, do you think that's aliens? Do you think that's USOs? It's like, what can it be? It's not a satellite. It's not this. What's going on? I mean, everyone just keeps like, they're like, you see it too, right? Everyone keeps trying to confirm that they're not hallucinating or going crazy. Everyone's like, you see it too, right? It's like, and then we're like, yeah, we're all looking up. We're all seeing the same thing. We're all seeing it, right? It's like, yeah, this is happening. This is real right now. Is this happening? Are they coming? And it's like, and everyone's like dead ass quiet too. It's like, it's just, and it's like people lined up across the street, like people all over. Just all looking up at the sky, wondering what's happening. That's creepy.
Do you remember what year this was?
It's like either 2010 or 2011 in like October. It's probably October 2010. It's probably October 2010.
I wonder if there's any like record of that.
October 2010, UFO sightings, New York. October 2010, probably scrubbed from the internet.
Oh, I see it. I didn't even put October and it came up. FAA, unable to identify object flying over NYC, October 14th, 2010.
Ha!
What? Wait, I want to see. Romina, pull it up.
Usually jaded. Oh, wait. All right, let me switch that over. All right, gonna pull this up here.
Glowing orbs, yeah.
Here we go. So here's what I got.
Video is either unable or are you see? They want to scrub it off the internet. They don't want you to know.
All right, guys, so you can see the date here. October 2010.
I'm not messing around. People
no,
just like give me crap about my ghost stories.
Wait, what does it say?
So it said, hold on, this thing is mean. Here we go. Usually jaded New Yorkers froze in their tracks Wednesday and gazed skyward.
It's exactly as I described.
Objects. Oh, look, there's like something else here. Oh.
Maybe there's a video. Maybe it's oh my god! And it's CBS's own video. No, ABC News' own video, not available.
Maybe it's on YouTube.
We're proving aliens are real live on the
Oh, check this out. I think it's a balloon.
Content.
I think it's a balloon, said another man.
They
Wait.
always say that.
Adding, but then again, balloons don't stand still. Dun-dun-dun.
True.
Objects may have. See, look, they're trying to make it balloons, but I ain't about this like balloon theory, you know?
Yes, we all know what balloons
Always
look like.
balloons.
It's a weather
Maybe we
balloon.
should just ban balloons like that. If there's ever aliens,
well, we're running out of helium, so balloons. I mean,
I want to see like.
But yeah, almost every aliens like video that I had like in a playlist has been removed from the internet. How does that just happen?
I don't,
These are all from multiple channels. This is hundreds of videos. I'm saying this is a playlist I had. I've deleted the playlist because I didn't think about preserving it to show that as proof. Like, because I just got annoyed that it's like, how is it hundreds of videos have been just completely removed from the internet? This is BS. And it didn't occur to me to like, oh, I should keep this playlist as evidence that they removed all these videos. It's like that wouldn't have occurred to me. But interestingly, YouTube has a policy where they can actually community guidelines your channel over things in your playlist, by the way. They can community guideline strike your channel over videos in your playlist that are not yours.
Damn.
I'm not joking. Yeah. Yeah.
But okay.
For you curating content
that violates interesting.
Yeah, but that's also kind of bullshit.
Right. I mean, I can see why, but also the community guidelines have changed over the years, whereas my playlists have not.
Right. See, like the thing is, these terms of service and policy things and all the free speech things, it's getting worse than people realize. It's getting like, and there's all kinds of shenanigans going on. But the truth is out there.
So is this...
This is easy meme content right here.
All right. Is it this?
Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's, yep. That ain't no balloons.
Why are they just chilling?
And the thing is, and then they went
from not doing that balloons to moving
very erratically. Then they went to moving very erratically.
There was I saw them. Hold on, let's see. They're like
oh my god,
kind of formation thing going on here.
Exactly.
But ooh.
Yeah, this is on the streets. This is exactly what I was.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you were in this video?
If I was in that video.
In the background.
It'd be absolutely hilarious if I'm in that video. I'm looking to see if I am. To be honest with you, I'm looking to see if.
Was it this corner, Dallas barbecue?
You know what? It could have been because like that might be near. If that might be near. Depends on where it is, because like I was out,
but here's I
was out by like maybe like 24th Street or something like that, because I went down a little ways because I'm usually on 34th Street, or I'm out by like Broadway, but I think I'd went down to like 24th or something close to it. So like I don't know.
So here, I mean, they kind of look like balloons here, right?
You could make an argument for that, but then why are they moved in? But then they also got really super far apart before. It's like it was too sus. It's too like it's like that's why we all kept looking at it, because it started doing things that didn't make no sense.
Yeah, I feel like when everyone starts looking at it, that's when you know that it's just.
Yeah,
that's when you know it's legit.
Yeah.
What if there are a bunch
not
of
everyone's
actors?
Gonna be like confused.
What if they're paid actors?
No.
Maybe these were like the drones that can make shapes and stuff before they actually were released.
Nope.
Yeah, 11 years ago?
Yeah.
No. We barely had iPhone. We barely had iPhone. Come on.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, this was the. It's a little sus.
That's also why.
Do you feel like this incident changed you?
I'd already had other experiences, paranormal experiences, but this one was one that I had that was very public, to where there were other people and there's like some news record and so on and so forth, instead of an isolated, oh, me and 3 people, or me even 2 people, or me by myself, or me and my family. This was a public paranormal event that no one can say I made up. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because the fact that we could find evidence of the date when I was able to tell you, okay, here's about when this happened. Here's how much I remember in detail. And I was able to give you details, and then we can confirm my details by pulling up random internet footage and articles. That's what was the difference for me. It was the like, aha, I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy. Right. Do you think that maybe it made you like smarter or funnier, or like improved your life in some like astronomical way? Like, from one day to the next? Like, did you get like some kind of superpower?
No, it just made me more paranoid.
I see. All right. Well, that's a disappointment.
But being paranoid is Batman's superpower, so maybe.
So, speaking of superpowers, do we want to top this off with Taylor Swift?
That's a funny
What?
transition and everything like that. So I'll let you really spill like the details, and then we'll do the commentary on it. But it's like, but Taylor apparently just got an
honorary doctorate. So it's not
doctorate.
a
So now she's
true.
What does that mean?
so now she's technically Dr. Taylor Swift.
But not really. I mean, she got an honorary doctorate where it's like it's kind of like we recognize your experience and your contribution to the music industry from NYU. And then she got to do a commencement speech. So she just did a commencement speech. This happened like this week. Where she did her commencement speech for getting her honorary doctorate, and then she got the cap and gown and everything.
I deserve an honorary doctorate.
In what?
I deserve an honorary doctorate in business administration and marketing.
How are you going to get it?
Somebody should give it to me.
Which school? What school do you think should give it to you?
Business school of some kind can give it to me and everything like that. I mean,
NYU? I mean, they're just handing out degrees now, so
maybe not NYU. I mean, and everything like that. I wouldn't mind if SUNY did and everything like that. They're a good school in New York and everything. And I'm originally from Brooklyn. SUNY could give it to me.
Yeah, represent.
SUNY could give it to me. I wouldn't mind if UNC Chapel Hill gave it to me. Like, because I spent a lot of my time growing up in North Carolina. I probably spent more time in their education system than any other one that I was in. So it's like, because again, if we're going to go with accomplishments and everything like that, and I'm not doing this to humble brag, but I'm like, I think any person that is an educator in, say, the creator economy, or anyone who has helped other small business owners should have that same acknowledgement in terms of their contributions. Because the thing is, okay, Taylor Swift is about to be a billionaire, and she's made tremendous strides toward music. She's made tremendous strides in fighting for artists to have more of their rights to their work. And she's done tremendous things as a role model for millions of people. And that's great. But I also think that people who have helped small business owners, people who have themselves taken their experiences and decided to educate, and it's had a positive impact that we can see and that we can measure, that has helped grow hundreds or thousands of businesses. Yeah. Why not just go ahead and give some of us honorary doctorates or degrees acknowledging, because here's the thing, why does someone get a degree? A degree acknowledges your abilities, your capacity, your expertise, and your experience, and shows your competency. So people who have performed well above what a mere graduate who hasn't made a contribution to society yet, people who have made a decade or longer contribution to society should be honored and acknowledged and given an honorary degree for 10 years of excellence in their field and performing well and making contributions, because you give it to people who haven't done anything except prove that they have the potential to do something. When you give someone a degree, you're saying that you've gone through these things that aren't in the real world, but you've passed enough of our test to say that you have the potential to go out in the real world and do great things. Why not acknowledge people who've already done great things? And then therefore give them a credential that, because why is someone who has the potential to do great things held up by having a degree in a higher esteem than people who don't have a degree, who have already done the great things, and because they're not a hypothetical. So someone who's a hypothetical is elevated in society and given more esteem and prestige than somebody who has produced an accomplished fact. And that's ridiculous. So yeah, give me and every other small business owner who's done a decade of business, give every single one of us who's actually made $1 million on the internet, we've proven our competency. Give us our damn degree. Give us our damn doctorate.
Field work isn't comparable to the classroom. And those are the facts.
Damn right.
I would like a little honorary doctorate. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I have a merit-based argument. I think.
What are you laughing at, Audrey? What's the matter?
Wait,
you don't
why do we need, like,
if they're
why
going to
not?
use it as a
You
measuring
put
stick,
in the
why
work.
should someone who have a degree be held in a higher esteem because they got one than those of us who've done the work, because they are only proven their degree says they have the capacity to do the work? Well, we've actually already done it. So why not give us the credential?
True.
Audrey, if you could get an honorary doctorate just like that in like 10 years because of all the work that you've put in.
Yeah, I'd do it.
No, what would you get your honorary doctorate in? What do you think they'd give it to you for 10 years from now? They're like, Audrey's been amazing.
Oh.
What did you say?
I said being awesome.
That's called a
Okay.
degree from Roberto University.
Oh, sorry. I
Only
probably I
Roberto
don't know
University
digital
gives
media
being
maybe.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
called a liberal arts degree.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would even want.
No, they'd give you one in probably they'd give you one in multimedia and cinematography.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I feel like it'd just be like, I think at that point, like if you have a reputation, you have a portfolio.
They do give that to filmmakers, by the way. They do give honorary degrees and doctorates to filmmakers who are
Because
accomplished.
at that point, it's just like, am I just going to put that on my wall and then forget about it? You know, like I feel like your portfolio and your work speaks for itself at some point.
It does among other professionals, but not in society.
But like, I don't care. I don't care.
But it
what,
does
like,
matter
Joe
in
thinks
terms
Audrey's
of-
like, I'm not a part of society.
But here's the thing.
I don't care what Joe thinks about me not having a doctorate in like digital media.
I shouldn't, but I do kind of take some offense in something personally. And that's because here's the thing. So the area I came up in, I went to community college, as both of you know. And it's the decision that I spent the first 10 years of my adult life getting shit for. And now I go to events and I'm applauded and celebrated on stage for making a choice that didn't mean I had to go into student loan debt. But I got shit on for that same decision for more than 10 years of my adult life until it proved out. Meanwhile, my homies are still paying off debt or have just finished paying off debt, which means for their entire adult life for the last 20 years, most of my friends and peers have had a negative net worth for 20 years. But for the first 10 years of for the first 10 or 15 years of their adult life, they got to be heralded and celebrated for a choice that had a negative financial impact because of its theoretical upside. Meanwhile, I worked and grinded and hustled and sweated and didn't go into debt and was dunked on for that. And then now, 20 years later, 15 actually is where I started being celebrated for it. I was celebrated 15, 20 years later for that and for my accomplishments and being at a positive net worth, no college and student loan debt, and owning my career and my business and my body of work in perpetuity. Whereas everybody else, though, for those 15 years, they were celebrated and lifted up for going into all this debt, only to then go work for somebody else that owns everything that they make and everything that they do and is the master of the universe when it comes to their time. And it's like, and I do have a chip on my shoulder about that. And I do find some irritation in that. And even to this day, a lot of people still will give them some kudos for something they got a degree in that they may not even be doing for a living because of what it represents in terms of their ability and their discipline, but it didn't amount to anything. And they still hold that over in their esteem compared to my real world accomplishments, even the accomplishment of being a homeowner. There's still people celebrated more just for having a damn degree than for actually and it's irritating because the only reason to have the degree is to say that you have the competency to do this particular.
Or just that somebody else has decided that you have the competency.
Right.
Based on. Can you imagine
things that
Audrey,
are not duplicatable in the real world?
Audrey, imagine Roberto being exactly as he is right now, except on his website somewhere or on his press kit, it says master's degree from yada yada in business administration or economics or whatever.
Blah, blah, blah.
Can you imagine how much more he would get paid to go to speaking events? Just like on a very basic level. Like we're not even talking about like corporate, like he's not trying to get a job, like doing business admin or anything like that.
I would get more
saying
money just
exactly as he is. Just because he has that paper or just because he has that written somewhere on his website.
No sense, but I understand.
No, I know. I understand. I completely agree with you.
To comparably make up the difference in the pay difference for a speaker that's not even as experienced or as good as me, to make up the pay difference of having a degree and getting that from events and everything like that, I have to become a bestseller. I have to make up the pay difference. I have to become a bestseller or I have to win an award. I'd have to win a Webby or something like that. Or some other industry award that they acknowledge, which is usually the Webbies or the Addies or I'd have to win a Streamy Award, and I mean, it's that kind of thing.
It is what it is.
So again, I feel that there should be other ways to prove your competency and get the credential.
I mean, there are. Okay, so I have been looking into this, and I think it's fair to kind of jump in and say some of the stuff that I've found, because it might be useful to somebody who's listening and has the time and the capital. Okay. So you can do competency-based tests. So if you do want to just like expedite your college, get that little piece of paper quicker, and you have had the experience, you can take exams and get those college credits without having to take the class. So if you do feel like you're an expert on a topic, like, you just go walk in, you pay whatever it is to take the test, and then you get that college credit, and that goes towards a degree. But again, you still have to go through the process of like applying to school, like all this stuff, in order to and then like finish taking the classes, because colleges won't accept you just walking in. Like, Harvard's not going to be like, oh, you took all the exams and you passed them all, like, here's your degree. No, like, you actually have to take a certain amount of classes even after you've done those exams, so that you can earn your degree with them. So you can't just buy it, right?
I believe that. But I understand the buying it part. I believe that anyone should be able to test for, and I think the government should do this. This is one thing the government should do. So people should be able to test for it, even if they have to pay to take the exam, and do it in person, and do it ID, do verified ID and everything like that. Yay.
Yeah, that's how it is currently. Yeah.
ID. Do it and go to a testing center. I think anyone should be able to go to a testing center, and they should be able to test for their competency in and there should be a level to do it for an associate's and a level to do it for a bachelor's. And you should be able to do it just like someone can check their GED. You should be able to do that. Yeah. And especially since then that proves that you're qualified and capable, and that you have the capacity and the intelligence, because I think that that's fair, because you could literally get a degree as a D student in a university. You could have a 1.5 GPA, still graduated with a 1.5 GPA in a university. No one ever has to look up your GPA. You get it and you walk out with the same thing, which means basically you can have perfect attendance, which is like 20% of your grade. You can do participation, which is another 20% of your grade, which means that your actual competency, you could have a competency level, because it's the remaining 60%, you could have a competency level that shows that you're like able to only do less than half of the material, but you have perfect attendance, perfect participation, you would still pass, and you still get the same degree as anybody else. And that's insane.
Yeah. I don't understand how, like, so only half of that is like available to people, right? Where you can take the exams, and which is great. Like, if you know all of the topics, you can get all of those credits. But then again, if you want to actually graduate and get a degree from a college, you have to take some classes with that college. You can't just walk in with all of those exams done, that's how it is currently. Right. So I'm not saying it should be that way. I'm just saying that's how it is currently. Right.
High school is stupid because, like, I failed mostly on things like participation and attendance. A lot of times there were classes. So there were 4 classes I failed in high school, even though I was getting good enough grades in the classes that I passed. My GPA was tanked because I failed classes based partly on attendance and participation. Because here's the thing. Romina, I failed classes where I was the second highest scorer on the final exam in the entire school. And you know what it means? It means I was in class less, getting less help, attending less of the lectures, participating in less of the busy work, and I still beat everybody. And you fail me. I'm literally on paper, actually legitimately, with less help, better than everybody. I'm going to say it. I'm not going to be humble about it. I literally beat everybody except for like one dude. And I had less help and was handicapped in it and didn't even show up for the rest of it for a lot of reasons, family reasons and some other stuff. And I still outperformed everybody.
Roberto outperformed everyone regardless, in spite of the adversities that he faced.
Right. And it's not enough.
No, the same thing happened to me in because I'm music. I was a music degree, and I got an incomplete in my freshman year because I was auditioning at the same time, and I missed more than 3 classes of choir, guys. I got an incomplete in the class because I missed more than 3 classes because I was auditioning. You're talking to someone who got an award at my school because I had perfect attendance from K through 12, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I never missed school, like ever, because I was like hardly ever sick. I was pretty healthy.
Yep.
I happened to be sick on like, times when there was like holidays and stuff like that. So it was like I never missed school. So I had perfect attendance my entire school, like all
That's
through
insane.
high school, right? Of course, I enter like adulthood and I'm in the work field or in the workforce where I'm auditioning, right? And I mean, that's why I left. That's why I left, because I kept like, I couldn't do school and also audition because they wouldn't let me. They were like, no, you have to like be in class. And I'm just like, but like, I'm literally in school to work in entertainment.
Yeah.
And then I'm also auditioning to be in entertainment. And you're telling me,
how dare you audition when that is the whole
entire
purpose
point of being here
doing
is
this.
to get the job. I'm getting the job, but you're saying being here is more important. That is ass backwards.
right. Where it's like, okay, if you just allow me to come in on the days when we're testing, like, why is attendance part of it, right? Like, if I can get the grade.
You know, I didn't finish my degree. I didn't finish my associates even from my community college, and I only had like a couple of credits or stuff to go. Is because I literally got the job at the company that I was going to apply for, and I tried to do both things and was getting in the way. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather drop out than get fired from the actual job that I wanted and the career that I want. It's like I'm going to school for advertising and graphic design, and now I'm working at a company doing advertising and graphic design for a company, the company that I wanted to apply to after this. I'm like,
you can always go back to school,
and
like that's like a thing, but the opportunity is not going to always be there.
Now I never will. I have a video I plan to make about this. I never will now, though. I will never go. Like, think about it. I'm almost 40. I'm a homeowner. Yeah. I make a good career. I make 6 figures after taxes. Why the hell, aside from the fact that people discriminate against me for it, why the hell would I get a degree? And if a school is willing to give me an honorary one for my accomplishments, I will take it, because even though people might criticize, oh, it's an honorary, or when did you attend, where did you graduate? It's just, it's a piece of paper.
Roberto,
like,
you know what you need? You just need a really good PR team.
Besides therapy.
No, you just need a really good PR team.
That's fair.
You need a publicist. Like, literally, you can do this.
Do you have
right?
any contacts? Because I've been thinking that, especially with the book coming out, I think I need one. In college, unless I literally get to film my adventures going back to college, there's no point, because there's no way to monetize it, because there's no because the thing is, I could literally lose $1 million going to college at this point. If
you had a publicist or an agent who, so you need somebody who's like managing you, and those are the people that would contact a bunch of colleges and get you that honorary degree. That is cool. That is literally how it works.
Cool. And we'll film a video and they'll get all this attention. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I mean, good for Taylor Swift. She's got
good for her. Good for Tay-Tay.
She does the work. She's paid her dues.
She has. I feel, again, I'm glad with her getting an
honorary doctorate. I mean, even if it's not like there is some legality to it where it's not like legit. Like, we can't call her like Dr. Swift, but
I know.
Call
her Dr. Swift,
but anyway. It's still nice, right?
Dr. Tay.
I mean, it's still nice though, right? Because like you can still put that on a resume, right? Or you can still put that on a thing where it's like, hey, like that's like going to be in her history. That's in her bio forever, right? Like honorary doctorate from NYU.
Yeah.
It looks nice. You don't need to know what it means.
And again, for them, the reason they want her is they want her to be alumni.
Right.
Because now they can go ahead and they can use her for the marketing for NYU.
Because now all the Swifties are going to be like, I want to go to the school that Tay-Tay went to.
But also, or that acknowledged her, or that, oh, she's alumni, she'll be in my network. Because the thing all colleges have is, because now the only marketing point they have is the alumni network, is the only marketing ploy they have, is the brand of you went to this school, and the alumni network and the connections is all they have for their marketing. Because again, also younger generations don't believe in it anymore, but they do believe in clout, and the colleges know that. So all they can do
100%.
is like, we need clout from people who are relevant in the things that you like. So here's the thing. I guarantee you whenever colleges start, because colleges need to make money, they're going to start trying to milk influencer marketing and the creator economy. They're going to make curriculum around it and everything. Good luck with that.
And they're going to have to start working on those. They're going to have to start working on the platforms for doing online education, because all of them suck. Like, honestly, they all suck. They got Canvas, they got Blackboard, they all suck.
They do.
They haven't updated in like 20 years. It's literally
they literally haven't, because again, I used to web develop for Blackboard and it's still trash. Thank God for Kajabi. Like, but the who I will soon be on the advisory board for.
What? Did you just announce that publicly?
Oh, we got the scoop.
I'm in the final processes. I'm on the advisory board for a couple of things, but you already know I'm on the TubeBuddy advisory board, and now looks like I'll be on the advisory board for Superfans, TubeBuddy, and now it looks like I will be on the advisory board for Kajabi is what it's looking like.
So maybe this isn't the time or the place to discuss this, but what exactly does that entail? Like, what is it like to be on an advisory board, first of all? Second of all, what is it like to be on multiple advisory boards simultaneously?
So one of the things is that's a great question. And yeah, it could go deeper on another time. But one of the main things is they want people who use the products, are super users of the products, really care about it, constantly are thinking about ways that can improve. And they want to hear what our experiences are, what we're frustrated with, what we hear from people in our community, what our users want and experience. And then also even other aspects of, are we happy with the direction that the company is going? Are there grievances? Are there these things? So they want us to be involved and invested in that. In terms of what they give us early access to features. They let us test betas, even things that don't finally go to final. We get to, play with them. And so that's actually always cool. And the other thing is sometimes some advisory boards give you a stipend. Some advisory boards give you equity in the company. But the main thing is that they're looking for people that they want you to have a vested interest in what makes the company, the tools, the platforms better. And they want people who are smart enough to be able to not only point out problems, but offer solutions that they may not have considered because they're too close to it. And then we're also the real world boots on the ground people who play for stakes when these things go wrong. Because our businesses and our brands rely on these tools and on these companies. So, that's what's interesting and that's what's fun about it. And the thing is, it's also encouraging when they reach out because they do listen when you have something worth saying.
And how do you juggle being on all these advisory boards at the same time?
It's actually pretty easy because they only harangue you in email ever so often because most of these companies are head down doing the work and they don't got time for a million meetings if they're productive. And so they only want to get on a call with the group and in chunks at a time, maybe once or twice a month at most. And then if you in particular have something, you might meet with a product manager and that might be so juggling for a single company, somewhere between 1 and 3 calls in an entire month for 30 minutes to an hour is not that difficult. And we just put it in the calendar and we just do it. And that's that. Looking over something and installing a beta product or a plugin is not all that challenging at the end of the day. And so, but most of the work is done in the sense that it's like you're using the tool every day. You're thinking about how it can be better or what it doesn't do every day anyway. So having the opportunity to communicate that is not so hard. Now, there are other boards that would be more demanding or there probably are boards that are much more demanding, but the ones I'm a member of, and to the extent that they look for us, at least when it comes to like creator economy companies and startups, they are not that demanding in particular with us. They're very scrutinizing about who they do ask for feedback and who they bring onto these boards and who they give equity. But they try to have a very healthy respect for our time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And I would say it's better. It's like, I think it's much higher than us being beta testers because again, they do take us seriously. And a lot of times, again, they will set up one-on-one calls directly with us with product teams and stuff like that. So there's things that I've helped fixed on some products for some of the companies that I'm on the advisory board of, in terms of I've given their designers like feedback, because one of the reasons people like me on their boards is because I am a polymath and I have varied experience, but depth to that varied experience. I have meticulous credentials when it comes to what should a company do in terms of their own content strategy and in terms of building and growing their own community and internals. That I have a world of experience with that. Oh, what should we do for our influencer marketing program and working with influencers? What should we do for our affiliate program? Yeah, you can't argue the depth of experience that I have on that one either. And then when it comes to design, in terms of graphic design, UI, UX, and things like that, you can't argue with me on my experience of design and branding. So there's enough things that I have a depth of experience in that are valuable to a company, because you can get a lot out of me in particular when it comes to that. And I still, even though I'm not like hyper focused in the coding side, I understand the challenges enough and I speak enough of the language and understand the difficulty enough to respect what I'm asking people to do, and even suggest ways in which it can be done from the perspective of knowing what a coder is up against. So it's the fact that I can empathize with a lot of the people who will be doing the work. So when I propose a solution, it's a feasible, reasonable solution that I'm proposing. It's nothing out of left field. It's nothing off the wall. It's nothing physically impossible. And they really like that, that I'm reasonable and I'm not just asking for pie in the sky features.
Yeah. You know what else is reasonable? Finishing this episode before 2 hours.
Yeah. Audrey, where are we on the audio episodes?
Guys, I'm sorry. I need to figure out a system for this.
Oh.
I have them all downloaded.
Well, at least that's something.
Now
we just need them all uploaded.
Yeah.
Roberto, what mic are you on?
I am on. I'm not in. There's no built-in, because I'm at an actual desk. This is the Rode Procaster mic.
So Roberto's on the Rode Procaster mic. Audrey's on the Mini Rode.
The only reason it might sound far away is because I'm just ask them how it sounds now. I just adjusted the gain a little bit. The reason that I reduced the gain is because,
you sounded fine to me.
Yeah.
I think Mark's just being picky.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw that out there because he came in late, so I can do that.
It is what it is.
Oh, we got Trent's tech in the chat. Eyeballs. We're just about wrapping up, guys. We have been on here for 1 hour and 42.
Yo, I gotta go.
Minutes.
I got to go.
All right. Do you want to take us out, Roberto?
Sure can. Thank you for listening to the No Something Required podcast, a podcast where we talk about nothing. Tune in next week when we have another exciting topic for you. This has been your trio of hosts signing off, starting with Romina with the good hair and the so-so mic, Audrey sus as hell Ember, and of course your dark lord of the interwebs, Roberto Blake. We'll catch you next time. Nah.